ahead.
Karine, there's a recent report about how a number of Senate Democrats that are running for re-election are having ads that show images of President Trump, touting their own cooperation with President Trump when he was in office. People like Senator Bob Casey saying that he bucked President Biden on fracking and supported President Trump on trade and tariffs. Does the president, as the leader of the Democratic Party, have any thoughts about members of his own party talking about how much they've worked with President Trump in the past?
No.
You all have talked about the former president as a threat to democracy, talked about how much danger he would be if elected once again. The fact that other Senate Democrats aren't having that same message, is that concerning at all?
Look, I'm not going to speak to each individual campaign and what they're doing in their campaign. That's a political, certainly a political campaign and a political reaction to however they need, whatever they need to do on the ground. So I'm not going to speak to that. The president stands by his comments, his fight for democracy. He stands by what he saw on January 6th. He stands by the threat to democracy that we saw on that day, a dark day in our democracy, when you saw 2,000 people go to the Capitol because they were told to by the former president, because they didn't believe or were told not to believe free and fair elections, while meanwhile dozens of Republican judges were able to say, hey, yeah, no, this was a free and fair election, and they didn't believe that because they were told not to. And what we saw on that day was horrific. It was horrific, and it was indeed an attack on our democracy. The president has spoken to this many, many times, and so that's who I can speak to. I can speak for the president. I'm not going to speak for other senators and how they decide to move forward with their campaign.